Sand, hunter, bird, bear, lightning, Rathalos. Sand, hunter, bird, bear, lightning, Rathalos. Sand, hunter, bird, bear, lightning, Rathalos. Darkness! Ladies, gentlemen, and monsters of all ages, the initial revealed trailer for Monster Hunter Wilds came out on December 7th, 2023, just over a year ago. While I let myself watch this initial showing, I poured hours and hours into watching it on repeat, going over every little detail because I was fully aware that from this moment forward until the release of the game, I was going to go dark and stay as blind as possible about anything to do with Monster Hunter Wilds. Not only to give myself what I view as the best possible experience anyone can have with a new Monster Hunter game, one where you know absolutely nothing about it going in, and let it all just wash over you like a tidal wave of new experiences back to back, but also because I want to share that same experience with all of you. For those who are new to this channel for whatever reason, just in case this is where you first found us, hi, I'm Cotton. I am the noob in Pro and Noob, or at least I am in title. I first started playing Monster Hunter with the release of Monster Hunter Worlds 7 years ago because of my friend Josh. He's the pro. He had thousands upon thousands of hours in Monster Hunter games over the years before Monster Hunter World even came out, and so we tackled the game together. We brought you guys along with us, and you all seemed to love being there, so we continued to bring you through my first experience with various other Monster Hunter games through the years, with Generations Ultimate being the second one, full of a lot of the craziest Monster Hunter stuff has ever had to offer, and through this, it was clear to me that this was the way that I best enjoyed Monster Hunter, the way that I could bring the most enjoyment to you guys as well, by preserving myself of having any knowledge in the slightest about the game, and of course the joint experience of doing that with my best friend too. And so as of the day that this video releases, I am less than 3 weeks away from the promised day, the day that we can finally begin the game and I can take the blindfold off. After over a year where the only things that I've known about this game could be summed up in less than a minute and a half of a reveal trailer, and also the fact that I've done the literal character creator in the beta. I've not played past that, I've only done character creation, and I've created a lot of weird things. Combine that with some literal game sounds Josh has snuck into me over time as well. It's just a fun little thing. So today, essentially, I just wanted to talk about what it's like avoiding any information possible about a new Monster Hunter game at all, and how it feels knowing that it's almost coming to an end. So first off, let's talk about how, because every time I mention myself doing this for a new Monster Hunter game, a lot of the questions I get are, how do you even do that? And the short answer is, I cut out most social media entirely, fully and completely ignoring it for at least a week after any reveals that come out based around Monster Hunter. And I know that these are happening because of course Josh can tell me that a Wilds thing is being announced without me needing to know what it is, so I use this to know when I need to be extra careful. That said, even outside of that, there are plenty of other ways that I can be spoiled, and honestly I have to just chalk my avoidance of that up to a specific mindset. If I see the word Monster Hunter or anything that I know to be Monster Hunter related, I immediately assume that it is a spoiler, stop looking at it, look away, and try to just shove it out of my mind instantly. Sometimes little bits of information can slip through just by the nature of the fact that I make video game videos for a living, and that of course overlaps with the existence of Monster Hunter Wilds. But I find if I'm just running with the permanent mindset of not wanting to know, even light spoilers that can happen can be completely forgotten. Essentially, I'd say this adds up from a combination of me having a genuinely just terrible short-term memory for anything I don't go out of my way to try and remember, and then just pure willpower to avoid reading or looking at anything my brain registers as even like a 1% chance of being a potential spoiler for Wilds. There's some things that I'm not immune to, of course. I mean, I'm pretty sure that you can swap between two weapons that's hinted at in the reveal trailer. I'm like 80% sure on that one at this point. I know that there are returning monsters that will come to the game, but I don't know what they are. I know there are palicos, and I think they can talk now, but that could just be a misinterpretation from me, and outside of like knowing the sounds of some monster roars, which doesn't tell me anything, that's about it. I don't even know how the hub works in the game, if there even is technically a hub. I know that there are NPCs, but I haven't seen any of their designs. I've heard none of their voices. I don't have the slightest clue what the story of the game is about, and I still don't even know if the game is like fully open world or if it is split up into maps again. For all I know, there could be underwater combat, there could be jetpacks, there could be fights literally in space. Hell, we could even have final bosses return from previous Monster Hunter games as like 3-star hunts. I don't know what's going on. And while that creates a sort of agonizing buildup of pressure inside me like SpongeBob lusting after water, except it's me wanting to know about Monster Hunter, it's also something that I have full belief will make Monster Hunter Wilds an unforgettable experience, not only for me, but also for those who get to experience through me through the video series as well. As an aside as well, if you're getting tired of the background footage being the singular reveal trailer for Wilds, that's sort of the idea. This is my experience. This is what I know. This is like all of it. It is short. It is limited. It is honestly quite exciting to me that nearly everything I know is limited to this singular 90-second trailer. Monster Hunter World I went into for the first time knowing very little about Monster Hunter as a series to begin with, really. I hadn't necessarily avoided information about World because I didn't know I was going to care about it. Rise and Sunbreak, however, I knew a lot more about the series, but I was specifically trying to avoid information about them, and this was a new game and expansion, and it was really exciting and it was cool, but it wasn't a new generation. We are about to have the beginning of the whole 6th generation of Monster Hunter, and considering how big of a leap it was from Generation 4 to Generation 5 with Monster Hunter World, anything could be possible in my mind here. Anything might be happening, and I'm ready to be absolutely blown away by this experience. Maybe I'll find my new favorite monster. Maybe I'll find 2 or 3 monsters that I think are even cooler than my previous favorite monster, which is of course Duramboros, who I've just about given hope will ever return in a game, but maybe I'll have a new favorite weapon. My goal is just to enter this journey as open-minded as I possibly can and let the whole thing hit me at once and just a back-to-back non-stop flow of new things I've never seen or interacted with before, even slightly, not even on a mechanical level, not even on a systemic level. I won't even know the base functions of the weapons in the game when I first open it. All that said, it's just very much worth it in my mind. Yeah, sure, it's not easy, just logistically even, to stay spoiler-free on an entire Monster Hunter game for a whole year. It was something that I had to put a lot of effort into, actively, and thinking about it constantly. Even outside of that, just like the fight to not spoil myself has been a daily battle of willpower and reminding myself that it will make it all better in the long run. It is a bit stressful staying on guard like 24/7 to avoid just passively scrolling past something accidentally and reading too much of it, but again, I know that the moment I'm able to open this game for the first time, when I first play Monster Hunter Wilds for myself, it will all be worth every little bit of anxiety from it. It will enhance my journey in 1,000 ways that I could not predict or possibly even explain, because while I love Monster Hunter and I love Capcom, they tend to do a thing in the release cycle of Monster Hunter games where they reveal nearly every single monster in the game, except for like the literal final boss and maybe 1 or 2 others at most. Everything else will at least be announced, it will be known, there will be some sort of footage of it existing, and even just on the side of purely monsters, I just way prefer the feeling of walking up to a monster for the first time in game. Maybe you start with the cutscene as the first time you see it, maybe you just literally walk into it for the first time and see it do an attack, and just that moment of pure awe, like you've just come across a brand new bit of wildlife for the first time, something inconceivable and unusual in every possible way compared to the monsters that we already know exist. And that's excluding the fact that I have kept myself blind to the weapons. There could be a new weapon, I wouldn't even know it. I know none of the changes or movesets. I've never even seen a weapon actually unsheathed to begin with in the game. I have only seen the reveal trailer, this 90 seconds of footage, over and over and over again, and use the character creator. That's it. This has been the last year of my life, a little bit more than a year. I've cut myself off from a lot of different parts of the internet in varying amounts over time. I've left voice calls so that my friends can talk about spoilers for a bit without me being there to hear them. I've done everything that can reasonably be done to keep myself from knowing anything unnecessary about Monster Hunter Wilds before it releases. It has been a hell of a journey, and one that is nearing its end. Right now, tons of people, including a bunch of my own friends, are actively playing the second beta test for Monster Hunter Wilds, while I sit inside of a metaphorical dark windowless room preparing myself for what I know will be the truest joy I've known from gaming, getting to experience a full new Monster Hunter game with no expectations, no preconceptions, just a full blank empty slate ready to be filled with the Wilds experience in the order the game presents to us. No influence from any marketing decidedly done about the game, just the pure, raw hunting experience. This is how I've been living. This is how I've managed it. This is how it's felt. And in just a couple of weeks, I hope you'll all be ready and waiting to dive into the journey with me. In case you didn't guess from the things I've been talking about here, I won't personally be reading the comments that go on under this video, though I'm sure Josh will, so feel free to talk about whatever you'd like down there too. I won't be spoiled. Like if you liked the video, subscribe to the notification bell for more, and most importantly, ladies and gentlemen, until next time, stay sweet.
Josh, Cotton, and Hollow with the videos, dropping the humor like a hammer on your tippy toes, bringing entertainment on a daily arrangement to take our insanity and turn it into entertainment. Yes, I said entertainment twice, to reiterate that it is nice to look into your faces on a mostly daily basis when you let us in your homes to make the whole world a stage. Goodbye.